Hi there, this is Mike Bass from Talk Bass. Also, you can look me up at Michael Fredericks on Detroit Bass Players on the Facebook page. Just going to go through a couple things really quickly here. I'm playing an older Aguilar DB750 amplifier with the new Aguilar SL112 cabs. 12-inch with a tweeter, rear ported, rear attenuator. The attenuator on the cabinets right now, for what I use, are set at about, if we normally set them at noon, I haven't turned down or dimmed the tweeter down to about 10 o'clock. The bass is a Sadowsky Metro Will-E model, ash body, maple fingerboard. Comes stock with the Sadowsky 2-band preamp with the vintage tone control, which emulates a passive tone control like on an old Fender. But also what's proprietary to Sadowsky, I don't know if you can see it on there at all, there's a mini toggle switch right here. That is the Will-E signature mid-range boost, and it sounds great. I have it set for the stock settings. If you want to see what the other options are and how to set it, and what else you can do, go to Sadowsky.com and click on the Will-E tab, and you can kind of get a good idea of what it does. I'm just going to play through a couple things, let you see how it sounds, and also show you what else the bass comes stock with. Comes stock with the Hipshot D-tuner. I think we all know what a Hipshot D-tuner is. Well, I went one step further and outfitted this bass, as well as one of my other ones, with the Hipshot double stop lever, which gives you two positions. The normal position, drop down to D, is what the normal Hipshot does, or whatever you want it set to. This one also gives you a second position, and I have my second position on this one set to low B. On a previous video I did, I had my PRS 4-string, I had it set to drop all the way down to low C. This one I have dropped down to low B. So I'll just play through a couple things, kind of switch the preamp on and off, go through one of my favorite sounds, and flip the lever a handful of times. Just real quick, when we do drop down to low B, I have my strings on here are D'Addario XLs. They are 45, 65, 80, and a 100 on the E string. Jim Simonson, who's a wonderful Detroit bass player here, fabulous guy, monster bass player. He's been using a 110 on his E string because he also uses a double stop lever, and we've been going back and forth. He said he's been having great success using a 110 on there, so I may be trying that next. But right now I'm still using just a 100 on my E string on this bass, and it still sounds pretty good. It's going to sound as good as a normal 5-string? No, you'll get a little bit of rattle, a little bit of floppiness, some fret noise on it, but it sounds real good. I'll post up a link of a video I did with the Laura Wilkie Band, kind of a country rock band, modern country band, where I was using my PRS, where I had my Hipshot dropped all the way down to low B, and it sounds monstrous on the gig in the context of a song. By itself, will it sound really good? No, it won't sound like a 5-string, but it sounds very good in the context of a tune. I've been taking a 4-string to most gigs where I would normally take a 5-string to, and nobody complains, nobody notices any difference. If anything, I ask, how do I get that low on just a 4-string? And I just say, hey, it's all in the hands. So I'll play through a couple things, and that's about it. I'll make it short and sweet. Right now, just so you know, the amplifier is set completely flat, and the bass right now is set completely flat as well. That's with the bass set completely flat and the amp set completely flat. What I'll do right now is I'll switch on the preamp mid-range boost. Like I said, I have it set for the stock settings. I don't recall what they are offhand, so go to Sadowsky.com and pull up the Will-E signature bass page, and it'll tell you everything that it does. One cool feature I will point out, though, is you can adjust the amount of gain when you engage the mid-range boost switch. So when you throw it on, it doesn't add a lot of gain to your sound unless you really want it to. I don't want it to, so it basically just sounds like mid-range is added to my sound without increasing my volume or gain on it at all. Allows me to punch through a lot of wall of guitars or loud vocalist without clouding up the mix at all and taking up too much space, but still gives me that nice mid-range without increasing gain. That's adjustable by trim pots on the back of the bass, and the frequency settings in a Q, or the width of the frequency, is also set by dip switches in the control cavity. So I'll throw on a switch. Here it is without. switch engaged. That's the just standard setting. What I'm going to do right now, I'm going to flip it to setting that I usually run it on when I run the mid-range boost. So that's pretty much that there. That's pretty much my normal sound when I'm playing just a finger-style gig. What I'm going to do right now is I'm going to drop my E string down to B and play a couple things and see how it goes. You can't approach it like a normal B string on a bass. You have to be a little bit more tender when you play on it. You can slap on it a little bit. I'll do a little bit of that. You're not going to play any blistering runs. I use it on a handful of tunes to where I want to grab something that's below a low D to emphasize a chorus, or at the end of a song or on the outro or something like that, you really want to grab like a low C or even low B on it. Again, it's not going to sound as good as a 5-string soloed by itself. It never does. On the gig, it sounds really, really good, though. Very, very passable. Here you go. So there you go. I didn't realize I actually had the bass and treble still boosted up on the bass, so it does sound a little bit different. I don't know if this mic is breaking up on it, because sometimes it does. Anyway, that's the Sadowsky Will Lee bass in a nutshell. The Hipshot D-tuner with the added double stop lever. This is an added option. You have to buy the double stop lever separate. Old Aguilar DB750 and the Aguilar SL112 cabinets. Neo-loaded cabinets, by about 25 pounds a pop. They are wonderful. One of them alone is probably just barely enough for a medium loud gig. Two of them are pretty damn thunderous. So yeah, pretty cool rig, pretty cool bass. Another thing about it before I let you go is the nut width on this is a little narrower than a standard jazz bass. From what I understand, Will Lee took played something similar to Jocko's old bass, and noticed that the nut was really narrow down here and kind of went that direction a little bit when he spec'd out this bass. So that's another thing that's unique to the Will Lee Metro 5 or Metro 4-string and also to the NYC 4-string. So there you have it. Enjoy. Any questions, just hit me up in the comments below, or look me up on Detroit Bass Players on Facebook, Michael Fredericks, or hit me up on TalkBass as Mike Bass. Thanks. Enjoy.